Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone, and welcome to AdRoll's webinar, How Top Forex Companies Use Programmatic Advertising to Get Ahead. For today, you can expect the following. We're going to run over the state of Forex advertising landscape. Then we're going to dive into what our data here at AdRoll is telling us. We'll help you in understanding your audience, the 5 elements of successful Forex ad campaigns, and then we'll go back and go over the key takeaways. We know we're going to be giving you a lot of information and want to make sure you walk away ready to take the next steps. To introduce the speakers today, we have Sophia and Kevin joining us. They are two amazing account managers here at AdRoll that work with some of our Forex brands and can highly speak to this topic. Now I'm going to hand it over to Kevin to get us started, and we're going to dive in for this session. Kevin, take it away.
Thanks, Sam. Hi, everyone, and thanks for coming. My name is Kevin. I'm an account manager based in Dublin. So let's kick off by looking at a high-level understanding of where the Forex market is today. So why is programmatic advertising the best tool for a large and dynamic market like Forex? I suppose understanding the enormity and average daily trading volume is essential. The massive scale represents vast opportunity to engage potential traders through programmatic ad placement across this dynamic market. The liquidity and constant activity within the market signals both potential for significant exposure and the need for precise segmented targeting just to reach the right audience amid this substantial trading activity. Looking more at the challenges that Forex marketers face today, as you can see before you, there's 3 sort of big ones that we need to think about. Fierce competition, as I'm sure you're aware, navigating emerging markets, and obviously the regulations, which are obviously ever evolving for you guys. So how do we combat these challenges? We use innovative and adaptive marketing strategies through programmatic advertising. This is crucial to stand out amongst the competition. Marketers can utilize programmatic advertising to break into emerging markets with adaptable and dynamic strategies for attracting new users. Utilizing compliance-oriented strategies with your programmatic ad campaigns will ensure sustained growth and market presence. So I suppose one of the big benefits of AdRoll is we've worked with a vast array of Forex companies in the past and currently, ranging in various sizes and various geos that they target. So we have a lot of data and we're lucky to be able to collect that data, analyze large sets of data together, compare and generate various insights, which help us point our current customers in the right direction when they're looking to implement new strategies or decide on new geos to target. So this is what we're hoping to be able to share with you today and provide that insight for you. So moving on, one of the big things we need to kick off with is the CPM. So let's start by looking at high-level CPM trends that we see across all industries and how seasonality affects what you pay to advertise, even in Forex. Understanding these trends is crucial in planning cost-effective ad campaigns to reach new traders. The impact of CPM fluctuations directly affects marketing expenses for Forex marketers. Aligning marketing strategies with these trends allows programmatic marketers to maximize their ad impact, reaching and engaging new traders during the most effective periods. Looking further than that, we need to look at the 2 big types of campaigns that people run. Obviously, we have retargeting campaigns for people who visited your website that we're trying to retarget and get to convert, and obviously then prospecting campaigns to attract new visitors to your website. This slide here shows the breakdown of the peak periods for both retargeting and for prospecting throughout the year. So recognizing the competitive landscape throughout the year and leveraging this information in ad strategies presents an opportunity to target new traders effectively within that market cycle. So to maximize budget impact, it may make more sense to invest in prospecting campaigns toward the end of the year while retargeting CPMs are very high, and then retargeting in Q1 when retargeting CPMs are at their lowest. This strategy will also help to increase the available audience to retarget in Q1 following the prospecting that you've done at the end of the year while those prospecting CPMs are at their lowest. This is an effective strategy for cost effectiveness. So we've looked at CPMs and the yearly cycle. We also need to balance that with knowledge of your top converting months throughout the year. This insight offers an opportunity to strategically intensify ad placements during those high converting periods or months. It's about capitalizing on these high conversion months to effectively attract new traders and drive more deposits and first-time deposits. Employing programmatic prospecting to target new visitors during the less competitive Q4, then re-engaging them in Q1 for increased conversions is a good strategic approach. This method maximizes return on investment by capitalizing on market's competitive dynamics and consumer behavior. Just a note with this slide, when we're looking at the top converting months of the year, we're taking in all the data that we have for conversions. So a lot of our Forex clients will have various conversion segments, and this could include registrations or signups, deposits, various sub-levels like first-time deposits or recurring deposits. And that's all recorded in the data that you're seeing on the slide at the moment. Moving on. So we've looked at how seasonality and the market changes throughout the year for Forex companies and the best times to deploy different strategies like prospecting towards the end of the year and then retargeting at the start of the year to take advantage of those cost-effective CPM moments. But we should also apply that same data-driven technique to understanding and finding our buyer. So we encourage all our Forex customers to look at their traders into two separate groups: novice traders and experienced traders. Understanding how to craft distinct buyer journeys and personas for novice traders versus experienced ones is crucial for Forex platforms. Programmatic advertising allows for precise behavior-based targeting, making it essential for platforms to create detailed buyer personas. Adapting ad content and delivery based on knowledge, preferences, and the behavior of novices versus experienced traders significantly enhances a campaign effectiveness. So looking on how we can implement that into different strategies, data-driven marketing platforms allow you to build these personas within the platform and then use various techniques to target them. Leveraging data-driven strategies such as contextual, lookalike, and CRM targeting is essential for Forex trading platforms. Within each of those strategies, there is AI-driven techniques that aid in identifying and reaching the most relative audience. Contextual targeting allows for tailored ad placement, whereas lookalike targeting identifies similar audiences to your current converting customers, and CRM targeting engages with your existing customers. Forex customers can leverage our data to see what type of site categories their current converters are spending time on. These insights may help you identify categories to target beyond the standard categories that our Forex clients may target, like crypto, trading, finance, investments, etc., which often run the risk of being oversaturated by your competitors. So that data may help you crack into a new category where potential converters are spending time and allow you to invest in ad placements on those specific categories to attract new users. You should align your segmentation strategy with your buyer's journey to ensure a more effective engagement and conversion of potential traders. So that's pretty much it from me at the moment. I'm going to hand you over to Sophia now, who has some more insights to help you out with your business strategies. Over to you, Sophia.
Thanks, Kevin. Let's take a look at how to layer on Forex-specific advertising strategies on top of now your understanding of the industry seasonality and buyers. We'll start with signals we see across different geos, how Forex companies are dividing budgets between prospecting and retargeting to acquire new visitors and drive acquisition, what the customer journey for traders look like, as well as effective and ad creative, commonly used reporting models. Do note that the data and metrics for each of these slides is a great guideline to start thinking about how your strategy should be different, but it is not a step-to-step manual of exactly what you should do. Your strategy should combine these macro data points and learnings with your business goals and unique branding. Whether it's finding new opportunities or excelling against competitors, understanding the market metrics behind each geo will help you lay the foundation for your strategy. We'll go through our data on CPC, click-through rates, and total advertisables by country in the Forex industry to help you understand this. CPCs and CPMs give us a good idea of the cost of targeting in any given country. When it comes to geos with the lowest CPCs, as you can see in this map here, we're currently seeing a lot of concentration in the South American countries. However, low CPCs are just a baseline for understanding the potential in the geo. It doesn't completely reflect how it's going to perform against your campaign goals, and you have to make sure to match these metrics with your site conversion rates, market deposit values, any current economic climates, CPMs, and anything else that's relevant to inform your decision. Click-through rates, on the other hand, can give us some indication of what the market's click engagement and interest for Forex is. Here we're seeing that there's a concentration for the highest click-through rates around Forex companies in the European countries. Click-through rates are also highly influenced by ad content type and also what type of messaging you have. So in order to get the most out of these new market opportunities, it's really important that you continue to test and tailor your content around what type of topics, language, and what type of content medium you're using based on each of the markets that you see potential in. Identifying new markets based on the concentration of the number of advertisers that are active there also gives a good indication of what the competitive nature of that region is, but also if there's any high potential opportunities. From this data here, we can see that there is a high concentration of advertisers in the APAC countries, such as Malaysia, Vietnam, Thailand, and Indonesia. Be sure to pair this information with any understanding that you have of the cost and value of the campaigns in the region. Consider what languages your sales team can support. What are your competitive advantages in these markets? What is the typical market deposit value? Any of those type of on-hand information will help you make those decisions. Your marketing goals will vary from month to month, so your audience targeting strategy should also do the same. Use your understanding of your goals and the top markets to move budgets between prospecting and retargeting campaigns. You can also move your budgets between geos each month. Combine your knowledge of which month of the year are the most cost-effective for reaching existing cookies versus brand new ones, and also any understanding of your site conversion rates by geo and month will help you understand how to best tailor your strategy. This data also shows that the more significant investments in retargeting happen at the beginning of the year, similar to what we are recommending earlier in the slides with Kevin, and also a more balanced approach towards the end of the month with the share between prospecting and retargeting budgets. The Forex industry is truly a unique one. It takes much more time and touches to convert a trader than it does to any other industry that we work with. On average, it takes about 23 days, 138 impressions, and approximately almost 5 impressions per day to convert a trader from the first touch. What this means is that there is a need for a consistent exposure of your brand and the types of ads and variety that you have in the interactions with your traders in comparison to an average online shopper. With a lengthier conversion cycle, things like rapport and trust building are also critical in moving a potential trader into a long-standing customer. When it comes to ad engagement for prospecting new visitors, video ad placements tends to sit on the higher end of the click-through rate, while native HTML and static display banners are roughly the same. Video ads are critical in driving strong brand messaging. However, the type of inventory for video does come with a higher CPM. So when you're putting together your creative strategy, it's really important to consider the cost of the placement, how you support it with other ad types, and what goals you're looking to achieve. For example, even though video placements might have a higher click-through rate, if your main goal for this month is to drive many cost-effective conversions in a short period of time, this ad type might not be your primary focus. When it comes to retargeting your existing audiences, we see less range in the click-through rates within the ad types. Video ads are still the highest click-through rate performing ad type, but native ads sits on the lower end compared to what it was for prospecting. Again, this data is just a good guideline for you to look into a variety of performances based on the ad types, but you have to make sure that you tailor your content and your ad type based on what your available language and content is. It's best to leverage all of the ad types that are available so that you have a diverse mix of audience and inventory reach. Analyze how each ad type and content performs against where it's shown in the buyer's journey, and test regularly to ensure that you have the most impactful and effective campaign setup. How you report on your campaign performance will determine each step of your optimization and budget allocation. It's really important to not set and forget your attribution model and ensure that you find the right one to fit in with your marketing strategy and goals. while click-through conversion windows are still much wider than view-through conversions. So it looks about 28 days for average click-through windows and almost 9 days for view-through windows for our customers at the moment. We do see that there is a shift in the industry towards including more view-through reporting. As Forex companies expand their strategies to include many more channels, a lot of them including channels that don't focus on clicks, marketers are becoming more conscious of cross-channel reporting platforms that they're considering to ensure that they're measuring a full channel marketing performance. If you're interested in finding out more about where you sit against our Forex data, how you can grow your existing strategy, and also which markets you might want to target next, scan this QR code to sign up, and we'll have someone from our team reach out to you. With that being said, let's get to the key takeaways from the session. Number one, there are a lot of traders globally. It's important to be strategic about who you want to focus your efforts on and which markets will give you the best return to reach your goals. Dig into your available first-party data and speak to experts to identify the best geo to tap into and how to do that effectively. Some questions that you might want to ask when you're considering your geos is what the typical deposit value for this country is. Do you have an existing presence here? Do you have salespeople who speak the local language? Is your website updated to include both the first and second language for the country? And lastly, what are the most important latest topics for the customers in this region? Number two, the turnaround for traders in the early stages are very high. So we're seeing 95% of traders don't succeed and 80% of them do quit within the first couple of years. Although not all of them might quit completely, they are very open to switching brokers quite quickly. So make sure you keep your pipeline strong and focus your messaging and strategy on driving long-term value customers from the very beginning. Start by offering free value to site visitors through white papers, newsletters, webinars. Encourage registration by showcasing your competitive advantage. Use your first-party data that you gather through these newsletter signups or white paper downloads and any cookie data that you have to make sure that you stay top of mind. If these lead signs up don't end up being deposited customers, consider incentive offers specific to the geo. Find out what moves them the most by the geo and tailor it according to the market. Once they've deposited, keep a close eye on whether or not they do this regularly. Are they dropping off? Do they, for example, have any potential customers that they can refer you to? So provide exclusive offers to these high-value customers that you identify, or any referral bonus to continue this successful cycle that you have. Last but not least, choose your advertising channels and partners wisely. Marketing in the Forex industry is unique and sometimes hard to navigate. Find partners who understand your unique challenges and have the resources and knowledge to help you achieve your goals. Work with your selected partner on these points to ensure that you're set up for success. So number one, know what your ideal customer looks like. What type of trader are they? Novice or experienced, for example. Are you targeting a new or mature market? Are you prioritizing increasing brand awareness through reach or focusing on existing customers and top markets? Ask your partners if they have the data points to help you find these customers and what strategy works best to help you achieve these goals.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Sophia and Kevin, for running through that. As I mentioned, we are going to go through some questions. So, Sophia, I'm going to start with you. One question that we heard or saw pretty frequently was the question of how much do I spend on my campaigns? Do you have any advice or any recommendations from your side working with Forex brands?
Yeah, of course. And that's a very fair question to have, especially if you've not done programmatic and display before, to know how much you should be spending. My recommendation is always to work backwards from your marketing and business goals. If you have an idea of how many qualified leads or how many deposits or revenue you're looking to achieve within the next 6 months or the next 3 months or the next month, for example, you can work backwards to find out what your existing cookie pool looks like, what is the site conversion rate, to kind of find out what your CPA goal might be. And then off the back of that, you can then look at how much you might be spending in order to achieve that goal. The partner that you work with should be able to pull those numbers together for you to give you an idea of what spend makes the most sense for the goal that you're looking to achieve.
Awesome. Thank you. And Kevin, I'm going to pass it over to you. Kind of along the same line of a general question, what is the standard CPC in the Forex industry? Is there anything you can provide there for our viewers?
That's a good question. And I suppose one we get asked a lot by Forex companies starting off with programmatic advertising. Unfortunately, there's no very specific answer on this one. It can be wide ranging. So I think, as Sophia showed, there's a lot of different regions that Forex companies are targeting, and the CPC will vary vastly based on which region you're targeting, what type of campaign you're running, whether it's contextual or lookalike or retargeting, what intent group or what size of an audience you have to target, and then of course the messaging of the ad and the creative itself. And we see varying CPCs in our Forex companies. In some regions where they're targeting, CPC can be as low as 5 cents, and can range anywhere up to $1, $1.50, depending on the region, as I said, and the type of campaign that they're running.
Awesome. Thanks, Kevin. Another question that we saw come through a few times was, what metrics and KPIs should I track to measure the success of my ad campaigns in Forex? Sophia, do you want to take that one?
Yeah, sure. So I think the most obvious one would be CPA, cost per leads, for example. If you're running awareness campaigns, cost per new visitor, so how much are you paying per new visitor you're bringing to site? Bounce rates, how long are people staying on the site when they are visiting for the first time? CPMs, roughly how much you're paying for the impressions. You can also work with your partners to share any data around FTDs, for example, to have a good idea of whether or not that campaign or that region that you're targeting is actually translating to valuable revenue for you. So those are the metrics that I would recommend. Definitely work together. Some of them your partner might have, some of them you'll need to share with them on a regular basis.
Awesome. Thank you. Another one that I know we had some questions about was methods for targeting high value Forex audiences. I know we talked about this a little bit, but Kevin, did you have anything else that you could expand on from there that maybe we didn't cover, or just going back to from stage session?
Yeah, absolutely. I think Sophia may have covered this slightly in her slides. It's important to break down your audiences and your visitors and segment them into the various geos. We know from working with some of our Forex companies that some geos may have a higher deposit value in some areas rather than other geos. So it's important to segment them that way, whereas you may be willing to spend a higher CPA or a higher CPC to gain a first-time depositor from a certain geo or a certain region compared to another region. So it's all about really segmenting your audiences down into geos or behaviors, and making sure that you're targeting and spending the right budget on the right people.
Great, thank you. And I see one in the chat that has a couple of thumbs up. So I know this is definitely a big question and wanted to make sure to get to that as well. We have seen this across the board. Every webinar that we host, we have the question about the cookieless world and third-party cookie deprecation, what's happening there. So Sophia, Kevin, do you have any advice for how we can avoid the cookieless problem there?
Yeah, definitely. And I think just like you said, Sam, it's on top of everyone's mind, and it's definitely on top of our mind. We have, on our end, at least a dedicated team that's working directly with Google to work through all of the alternatives, a lot of new products coming out to answer some of these questions. Currently, right now, what you can do, and at least with AdRoll in our solution, you can definitely use our CRM list targeting that we mentioned. So whether that be directly uploading any first-party data that you might have around the email addresses that you might collect from different offline events, you can upload that directly to the dashboard. And what we'll do is we'll hash those email IDs and connect it with any cookie IDs that we have access to, so that you can reach these audiences. Aside from that, we do also have multiple integrations with different types of email lists, for example, so that you can run that server-to-server solution that you're looking for. And we also have contextual targeting that Kevin has mentioned, where it's less about the cookies, but more about which exact content domains you want to be showing your ads on, especially if you already know your audience quite well. And combined with some of our AI data, you'll be able to find out where they might be. There's a lot that we can do. If you want to talk to one of our team members, definitely go back and sign up on that form to find out a little bit more about how we can help you with that.
Awesome. Thanks, Sophia. I know that the cookie conversation is definitely a big one, and I encourage you, if you haven't visited our website, to stop by there. We have tons of resources in our blog and across our website that talk about this and what you can be doing now to prepare for 2024, as well as what's the look ahead. We definitely have some resources there and have more coming very, very soon. So keep an eye out for that as well. I think we have time for one more question. I had one more that was submitted in advance, and I don't see any more coming through the chat. So the last one I had is, what steps can I take to create a seamless and consistent user experience when implementing programmatic advertising for Forex?
I can take that one if you'd like, Kevin. I think one of the most important things to remember, whether that be with Forex or otherwise, is that all of your channels should be working together as a team, and you should be seeing your channels as one whole strategy. So to ensure that it is seamless, make sure that your ad messaging and your branding is consistent. Always review how your channels perform to each stage of the customer journey, as opposed to how it's performing against your other channels. Share data and findings between all of your partners and within your teams to make sure that you all have a good understanding of how it's all performing. And yeah, that's the key thing. Just make sure you remember it is a team effort. That is not one channel that can do all of it. As we know, there's so many channels available in the market at the moment, and it takes so many impressions to get someone to site. So yeah, definitely work together, and you'll have a seamless strategy for sure.
Thank you. Let me just share back up that QR code for anyone interested in connecting with us. Again, you can scan this QR code to learn more and also reach out to our team. I want to thank Sophia and Kevin for all of their insights today and sharing them with you and taking that time out of their morning and evening to join us. We are so appreciative of our account executives, especially these two here. And I highly recommend reaching out if you want to learn more about how we can help you with your advertising. If you do have any other questions, you can also email community@adroll.com. That is one of our emails that I monitor, and I'm happy to forward those questions along to Sophia and Kevin directly. And if you have any other needs, always visit adroll.com to learn more. Thank you again for joining, and have a wonderful day, everyone.